Barcelona calls out Real Madrid, specifically Laporta, and it's looking even more depressing, and it made me genuinely angry, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Arbeloa and Real Madrid players are already having beef and having problems. Amazing. Real Madrid signings soon coming, and Barcelona signings, and more news on their manager as well. Ladies and gentlemen, so many to go through. Welcome to the Real Madrid and Barcelona news show. Subscribe, and you know what, let's just get right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to start with Real Madrid's coach Arbeloa, which I still don't know how to say his name properly, says that Real Madrid's dressing room has once again become a battlefield of egos. Arbeloa is already feeling the weight of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Madrid. I genuinely want no one to leave this club, no player. Obviously, I want those clowns to go out of the club, but I don't want any other person to go out of the club other than Mr. Florentino Perez, man. He was good, man. He was good, but he's old now and he needs to go, fam. His ideas is dying down. How do you even think bringing in an interim manager or an actual manager like Xabi Alonso couldn't handle these egos? And you thought someone who I cannot even pronounce his name, you can bring him and handle the egos of a Kylian Mbappe and handle the egos of a goddamn Bellingham? Ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes tensions are said to be rising as it happened with Xabi Alonso. Sources close to the club have expressed concern with lack of order in the dressing room. You don't sometimes, I swear to God, this is not like a racist quote or anything. This is not a racist statement what I'm about to say, right? But sometimes in life you can just take a look at someone and you already know if they're going to do a good job or not. You can already tell a lot from just looking at someone's appearance, man. When this brother joined Real Madrid, I saw his pictures, right? Just look at his pictures, look at him smiling, look at the way he stands, look at the way he moves, look at the way he was speaking in the press conferences, ladies and gentlemen. After the Benfica loss, saying, oh, the Alabicite game, it was all my fault. I don't blame the players, blame me, ladies and gentlemen. The way he was submitting, literally submitting to Vinicius Jr., bringing himself down to under Vinicius Jr., saying how Vinicius Jr. is amazing. Come on, Vinny, you're doing a good job in the training facility ground and all that. Clips came out, right? He was glazing those players, ladies and gentlemen, while those players are a bunch of clowns that shouldn't even be in Real Madrid. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this, man. Apparently, breaking news, he's under pressure in the dressing room. Some players feel he is just an interim coach with no real change being felt. Well, no, really? You think he is an interim coach? Oh my God. Our players are a bunch of dumbasses, man. I cannot handle them anymore. He's obviously an interim coach. Yeah, that's why they brought him, you dumb. Oh my. The squad were surprised that Dani Ceballos didn't play against Benfica. Brother, you were surprised that the left back did not play? I'm sorry, what are you gonna do about it? It's the manager's job to decide who's going to play and who's not. It's not your job, fam. It's like they all gang up on the goddamn coach. You can't do that. You're just players. Listen to the coach and perform. Go out there, listen to the coach and goddamn perform. It's like they built a cult in the goddamn dressing room. Is this Kylian bacteria in full force? I genuinely don't understand, man. The squad were surprised. Yeah, his press conference ahead of Rayo Vallecano game was delayed due to numerous disagreements. I mean, what can you do in this situation, man? Genuinely, this project has already failed, man. Him losing to Alabicite Belumpai, him losing to goddamn Benfica is the last stretch for Arbeloa. And the reason I wanted Perez to leave the club is very simple, man. He didn't even bother to bring a proper manager until the end of the season. He already said that the season is over. He already told the fans that the season is over. We're going into every single game, making mistake after mistake after mistake, booing these players, man. And ladies and gentlemen, the fact that the player he let go, Xabi Alonso, I blame Xabi Alonso mostly for this. Endrick, who didn't get any game time, man, and they let him go to Lyon, and he's already on 5 goals on the last 6 games that he played for Lyon, man. Yesterday he scored a beautiful outside the box goal that was genuinely insane, ladies and gentlemen. You just compared the coach of Real Madrid to the coach of Barcelona, which is more news and gets us to the next news. Apparently, Laporta and Hansi Flick, they had an interview and they said, Hansi Flick said, I'm happy here and I hope to stay for many more years. I love this club. Fam, what happened to this brother staying only for a year, fam? They told me that this brother is leaving end of this season. What do you mean this brother wants to stay for more years? What do you mean more years? More years of what, brother? Leave! Ever since you came, you kicked out 3 of our coaches, fam. Three of our coaches in a year and a half is insane, Hansi Flick. Leave us alone. Joe Laporta says, if I return as president after elections, which is happening on March, I believe, he said that Hansi will be able to stay as long as he wants. You see the difference in the presidents, right? The president genuinely cares for the players. Every time I see Laporta, he's always with the players, he's always enjoying. He was comforting the Barcelona women's team when they lost the Champions League final, I believe it was. He was out there genuinely in every corner. When Barcelona fans approach him, he's always out there making conversations with him. And apparently he is competing with another president in the election. I don't know what his name was, but the other president promised Barcelona fans that he will bring back Messi and he will bring back another player that is a legend for Barcelona, which genuinely just doesn't make sense. Barcelona fans, you can agree with me. I don't know why would you bring Messi back. First of all, while Laporta is out here saying that I want to keep Hansi Flick, I want to bring new future stars. Hansi Flick is a life-changing coach for Barcelona, man. He came to this team, make them from a circus to a goddamn proper team, man. A proper team that genuinely humbled Real Madrid and made Real Madrid fall off, kicked out his managers. This brother did that in a year and a half. This manager, if given with proper money as well, which apparently they are very near to the 1-1 rule, which makes him basically sign whatever players they want. They're very close. Ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick could have a dangerous team in his hands, man. And this is the good president of Laporta, man, and he should win the elections in my opinion. I hope he doesn't, but he should win the election, because going back to Messi project is not the right project in my opinion. I know Barcelona fans, you love Messi and you would genuinely take him anytime you want, but that is not the right project, man. You see Laporta, he's seeing the future in Hansi Flick. He will just care about the club more than that brother, man. That brother just want to sell shirts and be better for business, but this brother is like a family, man, which they should keep. And apparently Laporta, ladies and gentlemen, were coming out and going at Real Madrid somehow. I don't know why he was saying this, but what the hell? The Real Madrid players are getting used to diving inside the penalty area. They're favoring the club has a television channel dedicated to explaining things out of place. He also said, there's a little video of him saying that, did you see the penalty awarded to Real Madrid yesterday? And he laughed and said it was a dive. And another thing, I watched Real Madrid versus Rayo match and I don't know where those 10 minutes of airtime came from. If you watched the match, Laporta, those 10 minutes were actually deserved. I don't want to talk about it, and it was a penalty as well. So please, there are many plays where Real Madrid are getting used to diving. They should get a card. I saw Rayo come away from that match very unfairly disadvantaged. Blah 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 blah. I don't know why Laporta is going at Real Madrid, if I'm being honest, and I genuinely don't like it, man. That was a penalty. The awarded time that was given was deserved. Please watch the match, count the extra times, and you will know that it was deserved. I don't know why Laporta is going at us, man. I mean, we're a laughing stock. Genuinely, we became a laughing stock. Why not come at us, man? Ladies and gentlemen, apparently Rashford came out and said statements and wants to stay in the club, ladies and gentlemen. He is looking to extend his contract. He feels better than ever. He feels like he is at home, man. And Rashford is looking to stay with Barcelona and want to leave Manchester United once and for all, ladies and gentlemen. And another news that Real Madrid is going to sign Schlotterbeck, ladies and gentlemen. He is top priority for the centre back position after failed moves. Ladies and gentlemen, Madrid's plan B is going to be Schlotterbeck after Upamecano. And yeah, Schlotterbeck. Literally, Barcelona did not want this brother, because I believe he is not pacey enough. He doesn't have enough speed. Hansi Flick does not like that since he plays a high line, obviously, the offside traps, and Schlotterbeck is not the fastest player to run back. And it's understandable. But for Real Madrid, I mean, considering that we play boring defense, looking at the opposition style of play of defense, low back defense, ladies and gentlemen, he is perfect! He is just another spectator, just like Huijsen and Raul Asensio. You can just bring him and he looks at the goddamn opposition, man, where they go and score. He's a perfect player, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, after the Benfica game, apparently Arbeloa has given the players a day off. I genuinely wanted to make a separate video just going at this brother for that decision. Should we do a separate video just talking about this? Should we? I don't know, man. I hope this is fake news. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the news show. There's a lot of news, but I'll cover it in the next video. There's so much news coming out, man. Exciting news for Barcelona, obviously not for us. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, like the video, comment down. I see every single comment. And gracias, amigos.